Hello. So, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Christian.
All right. So we about to jump right in. So first, what do you classify yourself as? Like brown skin, dark skin, light skin?
I am a dark-skinned girl, and I am
Period.
proud to be.
Okay. So as you grew up, what has your relationship been with your self image, and did it have anything to do with your shade of skin?
Um, yes, because actually growing up, I was there's only like a few dark-skinned girls in the class. So me being one of them, and then probably it didn't stop until I got to high school. So you gotta consider everybody's lighter complexion. They're getting better treatment than I was just because they're lighter skinned. People want to talk to them more. People want to hang around them more. And of course, I have my own group of friends.
Yeah.
And then, granted, we go through that phase where we have acne and all of that stuff. So yeah, it was a bit weird growing up. Like I wasn't like hateful to my skin, but I did have like what do they call that? I did have like a moment where I wasn't as happy to be in my skin as I am right now. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So, do you feel like you receive any unwanted attention or criticism because of your skin tone?
Yeah, like I said, when I was younger, more towards elementary school, because I feel like I kind of hit puberty early, but I started having really bad acne in elementary, even out to go to middle school. It was pretty bad, like it was bad, and I felt like people didn't want to really be around me because they would think like not everybody gets acne, so they don't understand it either, but they don't also understand that acne is a genetic trait.
Yeah.
So sometimes people get it, and because we ask for it, it's just because that we're dirty, because they might consider if you have acne that you're dirty. That's not always the case. But to answer your question, yes.
Okay. Have you ever hated how light or dark you were in comparison to other black women?
There's been moments where I thought I wished it was lighter, but not necessarily me hating my skin.
Okay. That's good. So, have you ever felt any resentment towards women that were lighter than you because of how you saw they were treated in comparison to you?
When I was younger, yes. A lot of this is when I was younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just didn't understand it. Because, like I said, when you grow up and you're one of the darkest people in the class, you're like, well, everybody's lighter.
Right.
And then, we sometimes have to be louder to be noticed. And it's like, well, we don't have to equate that to that.
Right.
I don't have to be loud to be seen.
Right.
They're light. They can say nothing in their scene, But with your being darker, and then we have the noses, we talk about the
lips,
the Michael Jackson, the Negroes, and the big lip, and this, and the that, and so it's just like you wish you were lighter sometimes, but it's like this is the skin that I am. This is what I have to love about myself.
And I know this is an interview, but I was reading my book for Black History. And in reading it, I realized when I wrote my book report, I said that even though I was darker, I'm not even that much darker, right? But it's like even then, I may, in comparison to like lighter skinned women or even white women, I may have been invisible, but they were very visible, And that's why the question is like, did you receive any unwanted attention or criticism? Because a lot of like lighter skinned women, that's why I had to like dial it back, because I didn't realize what not all attention is good attention.
And then to even bring it back in high school, and this is like real like off brand, this has nothing to do with complexion, but more with being a black person in general. We have bigger noses.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will point out like, oh, your nose is big. Or like, oh, they used to call me button. They'll be like, you have a button nose. I'm like, okay. Okay, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it didn't really mean that to me because it was people I knew. So I never really had an issue with it.
Yeah.
But it was just like stuff like that. There's such a comparison. People will look at your skin and be like, well, she do have a bigger nose because she's black.
Yeah.
And it's that type of stuff. And then people do treat you differently based on it because that's not their features. They're not, when they look at that, that's not culture for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you who do you think had the biggest impact on your self image? Well, in relating this to your skin tone.
Or like, who do I look up to, kind of?
Yeah, it can be like who do you look up to, and who do you think has had like a negative impact on the way Black women view our skin?
Can I say what? Well, I would say TV.
Yeah.
Watching TV, I watch TV, like I watch Real Housewives and stuff like that. So I watch these real feminine women on TV. And I correlate with these women, that's why I watch them.
Right.
But you got people like Kenya Moore, for instance. She's like a 90s beauty. She's darker skinned. Then you may look on Potomac, and then you have Giselle. And Giselle is like one of the brightest, or Robin, they're like one of the brightest women on the show.
Even Karen.
I was going to say. They are bright women on the show. I feel like just watching TV, I mean, this shit is happening. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's happening everywhere,
right?
Literally.
Yeah.
But when you watch TV, you even see it how it plays out on the show, and I feel like those type of things makes perceptions for us. We're just growing up watching this stuff on TV, and it's just like, well, okay, TV, but what about me?
And also at the same time, you know, thinking about, in my mind, I just thought about Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, where Nikki, she's a lighter, I don't even know if she black, but it's just like, she has much fairer skin, and then when she's in beef with somebody like maybe Prima Donna or Amara, who are both darker skinned Black women, and you know, Nikki, she doesn't fight, and Amara and Prima Donna do, but I feel like a lot of people, they base the idea that darker skinned women are more aggressive just on two people. There's nothing wrong with I mean, of course, there kind of is something wrong, but there's really nothing wrong with being willing to express yourself with your hands. But I feel like people, like you said, people make generalizations of every Black woman, every darker skinned Black woman, every light skinned Black woman, just on the basis that Prima Donna or Amara or they all wanna they like fighting, but then
for them, they're only seeing aggressive when
exactly
fist fighting. You have to fist fight. Kenya Moore could march to the joint with a bench. She did it on TV, and then they all look at her like she's done something extremely wrong. Granted, it is wrong.
It was.
I mean,
it was.
It's not fist fighting.
Yeah.
It's not pumping the brakes on something. You know, I just feel like sometimes stuff is taken a bit out of proportion. We come off as aggressive, or we come off as mean, or we come off as a villain, a jerk, an asshole, like all of that stuff, all because of self-expression. And I feel with fair-skinned women, like Giselle could get away with doing
murder,
all of the stuff that Kenya did, and people probably think it's funny.
And I mean, we've seen on past seasons of Real Housewives how Giselle has gotten away with attacking people's marriages and families, and you know, it became a problem when Candace decided to bring it up. And, you know, she said it in harsh words.
With colorism, even on that show, just alone, there's literally like Wendy is classified as a dark-skinned woman.
Yes.
Candace is a brown, darker-skinned woman. Then you have the rest of them.
Literally.
There's the rest of them. They all are light-skinned. And so with them two are treated as outcasts very often.
And even when Monique was on the show as well.
It's just like, why are they treated as outcasts? Because they're darker. And then if they pull the antics that the light-skinned woman would, like, I feel like they, in their mind, they think they can't even stoop that low, because if they do, how is the world going to perceive them?
And especially considering what was even crazier is the fact that Wendy and Candace have more accolades than anybody on that show. They have
acting career, meeting Kamala Harris, being a political commentator, being a professor. Come on,
like they have
actor, singer.
They have more, and I feel like it's also in a sense of like when darker skinned Black women, they feel like they have to censor themselves. And I feel like that's another perpetuation that comes with television, and a generalization that all dark skinned women act the same certain way. They can't even truly express themselves. Because there was there not an episode when Robin got up, I think it was episode 1. They were doing the dance with Ashley, and Robin got aggressive very quickly.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And Wendy was just sitting there like, why are you getting aggressive? Why are you doing this?
Right.
You know, so I feel like darker skinned black women, y'all also have a harder time being able to express yourself, you know, because automatically you have to. I feel like for Candace and Wendy especially, they have to remember we can't stoop as low as they do because we have more to lose. We have businesses, we have
And
titles.
even on that episode when Mia threw the drink and she did all that, at the end of the episode they posted because Wendy is a professor.
Yeah.
They posted that this has nothing to do with Johns Hopkins University. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's where she works.
Right.
Why they didn't do any of that for Mia, did they?
Mm-mm.
But since Wendy is connected to that, and that's her livelihood, that's where she makes her money.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah, and it's like y'all have y'all have more to lose, and losing face, it's a big thing nowadays, especially.
Yes.
But so next question. If you had the chance to change the tone of your skin, would you?
No.
Okay. Keep it cute and short. So, do you feel like considerable changes have been made to curb colorism in the black community?
Can you read that again?
Do you feel like considerable changes have been made to curb colorism in the black community?
No. Colorism still exists. You see it on Instagram. You see it on TV. You see it.
Videos.
It's everyday music videos. It's in the media. Period.
Right.
It's in the media. Period. If you're not the prettiest dark skin that there is around, you are not considered of the standard. You have to be the most beautiful dark skinned girl ever. You have to be a Ryan Destiny, a Coco Jones, a Justine Scott. You have to be these girls to be considered the most beautiful dark skinned girl there is.
Right.
Granted, some light skinned girls be looking toe up.
And
I mean, granted, everybody would think they're just the most beautiful thing walking this earth. But darker skinned girls always have to go above and beyond. And like I said, you see that on Instagram. Music videos, they only choose the cutest of the cutest, the most beautifulest, like a Kenya Moore. They only gonna choose them to be in the music video. Like, everybody don't make it, you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like it's important. I feel like fat phobia, that's a completely different conversation. But I feel like a big participant in this is Lizzo.
Yeah.
Because Lizzo isn't just a fat woman. She is a darker skinned fat woman. Like, of course, she's not the darkest, but still, she doesn't pass the brown paper bag test. So I feel like the hate that she receives is a mix. They don't like her because she's fat and happy. They don't like her because she's black and happy. And I feel like to have people like Lizzo and even, other... Like, Lizzo has a brand. She has Yitty now. And, like, Rihanna, she's not as dark, but still just inclusion. I feel like it's up to us to make change, because I feel like we really are, I wouldn't say we're the only people affected, but I feel like we are we get the brunt of all the foolishness. So I feel like it's up to us if we decide, you know what, I don't care if Chris Brown doesn't think I'm attractive. I don't care if this celebrity doesn't think I'm attractive because I'm darker. It doesn't matter. I love me, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And even like amongst friends, because now kind of I still am the darkest friend that I have. Granted, all my friends are lighter than me. It's been that way for. Shit, I've been that way forever. Honestly, I've always been the darkest one. With that being said, I have noticed a lot of things with guys. Granted, before I got to college, I wasn't really like a walking bag of this. I wasn't this. I was a something else.
Yeah.
I've developed now. Yeah. Granted, I can just speak for myself now, but before then, I wasn't as vocal either. Like, I was shy. I didn't have much to say. And if I did have to say something, I just kept it inside my mind because it's like, I don't even feel like really telling people.
Right.
there is a such thing as your friends not even knowing that you go through these things. And sometimes the conversation has to just be brought up with your
Right.
friends also, people
Right.
that are around you, people that don't even understand or know that you even deal with this type of stuff. Because granted now, I don't really deal with colorism on a scale as I once did, but growing up, I had a lot of very, very light-skinned friends. Like, damn near the whole crew was light-skinned. That's who I ran with. And it wasn't that sometimes I would wonder, am I even pretty to even be in this group of friends because I am the darkest friend?
Yeah.
Would I get treated the same? No, everybody would treat me like I'm the lowest of the low. And that's just me being real. Some people would treat me as the lowest of the low
Yeah.
because I am the darkest friend. And so sometimes you just have to open a conversation up with your friends. Hey, y'all get treated like this. Hey, that's not the same treatment I get.
Right.
And that's just being real and honest.
And I feel like it's also, with that conversation being had, it's important to have friends that genuinely, they really ride for you and they are your friend, because there are a lot of, I have a vivid memory of in 9th grade, and I feel like a terrible friend because I didn't speak up about it, but I feel like in some of these friends' mind was the same thing that was happening in my mind freshman year of high school, where they digging out one of my dark skinned friend, and I'm just happy that it's not happening to me.
To you, right.
And that's not the way it is.
And it's not cool. Sometimes they'll talk about the nose, attack this or that. But granted, now I have friends that'll say, hey, you're beautiful. And
Right.
we don't mind exchanging that between each other. That really helps for everybody to feel the love in the room. And it's not just one-sided or double-sided or triple-sided. It's not even that. It's just like everybody in the room is beautiful.
Right.
And that helps too when the atmosphere is set. So I feel like when we talk about colorism and when we talk about this, it do start, like they always say, it start in your own home too. You could look out into the world for it, but if it's happening amongst your friends and you're not saying nothing about it, that's almost you being that too. Like,
Yeah.
you're a colorist as well.
Yeah, because you believe that that's how you should be treated.
Exactly. And there's no way that the darker skin should be treated any less than the lighter skin.
Right. So, any keys of wisdom to bring it on home?
Hold on.
You rocking at 17 minutes right now.
Oh shit, this is okay.
I know, but it's a good conversation.
Yeah. To bring it on home, I would just say, for one, watch what you put into your mind
Right.
through the media. Not every perception that is played on TV, internet, media, social media, whatever you want, like, that doesn't all have to be true. You need to start within, your mind, and always say how you feel. If you feel some type of way about colorism, it should always be spoken about, because not everybody even knows that that's happening, nor do they understand what colorism is. And sometimes it just needs to be a conversation within the black community, because that just helps everybody. If it's happening with your friends, it just needs to be talked about. I feel like when we talk about it and we understand it, that just helps everybody progress forward.
All right. Thank you so much.